Now, so stage 3 of this Porsche event, and you're on Pantheon Split. Now, I have a 1:14.8 in a practice run, but this track is really, really tough with quite a lot of kind of different places where you can get caught out quite badly. So, like, what I'm going to do is actually place, like, a fairly safe enough time in the dirt mobile here. But yeah, I would advise just, like, if you haven't done your races yet, especially because you have just 3, just maybe like do one race incredibly conservatively just to make sure you place like a fairly good time, because stunts and tricks, especially 360s in this car, barrel roll aren't too bad, but yeah, stunts like the 360 can really put this thing out of balance when it comes to, like, yeah, especially some of the ramps on it. So like what I intend to do here is just incredibly conservative and just make use of the car's a decent enough tuning, because I brought this up to 3 stars, but that said, this isn't a car that tunes amazingly well, at least not by 3 stars. It hasn't become a super car, but yeah, I'm just going to try and, like I said, be very careful with this. And like barrel rolls, not too bad. They're fairly predictable, at least with this car, but yeah, I've ended up hitting that parked car so many times here that I'm just leaving this off, at least for my run 1, because I just want to place in a decent enough time. And yeah, just standard nitro when coming off of ledges and stuff, drift through the tunnel, and yeah, just heading through the right hand side. But like I said, just trying to be really careful with stuff, because even there, like, the speed just dips straight down as soon as the back end of the car lands down. And just really careful again here, not going on the inside, just using nitro around the outside. Barrel ramps again, mostly grand. It would be handy if I had some nitro meter for that, but still, yeah, drifting is this car's worst enemy. But I just want to fill up that meter for that thing. That's far from a 1:14 I have in practice. Well, it puts me to the top of my group, but my car is the most tuned by far inside that group. So, what I might do is actually I'll include the 1:14 practice run, or what I might do is actually I'll go for another run in this just with the actual car and see how I get on in the other 2, and see if I can put like a more kind of brave run to this one, just to see, because yeah, that is my first of 3. Just gonna point out, by the way, this person here with the other tuned up version of the car in my group, yeah, they're the only other person who has it at like 2 stars. But like, I don't mean to tell people kind of what to do and what not to do, and it might have come from a jackpot or so, but yeah, I was just looking at the standings here. And like, this is why these PvP events are kind of a bit on the ratty side, because like this really, yeah, that's that person there at 9th place with 36 points after getting 2 and 9. Like, there is no way to turn that back into a key realistically. If they get 50 in the next 2 days, their total score is going to be 136, which is, yeah, not going to be enough for 3rd place. Like, so if you've already lost out the key at this stage, like, it sounds sucky, but just don't throw tokens at it now. Like, if you're in a situation sort of like that, like, there is no way that putting tokens into this can like swing that back into a win. Now, and my 3rd attempt in this, because I put attempt 2 into the river. So yeah, that's exactly why I didn't want to do a kind of risky run on my first one, because I knew for a fact that I would mess it up. And like, I'm mostly grand on this track, it's just this car is awful at handling. Even at oh no, I've even left myself get away. But yeah, right now as well, I also have the problem of the fact that I've got my Irish flag waving back and forth in front of my face while I'm trying to drive, which has made this obviously way harder. Why can't I turn off that stupid thing, or why isn't it opaque in the least? Oh, this is awful. But yeah, like up here especially, just running the risk of crashing into that stupid parked car. Oh, I'm coming out of shockwave. Oh, It's weird as well. It's like this car seems to just like stick into the ground at times. It just gets physicsed by the track. And trying to be a small bit conservative with this thing, because it really doesn't benefit a whole lot, I find, from just going too crazy with it. It just gets angry very, very quickly. You're better off just trying to bring it up to as close as possible to that top speed. And at least I got shockwave or nitro for the ramp at this stage. But oh, I'm right on my tail. I do hate the fact that you can't turn off the wobbly car. Oh, it's better, but it's still not the 114 from training. But like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like these events are entirely about stressing out the player a small bit and like kind of getting people to freak out and make little silly mistakes. I mean, it's kind of cool in a way, but yeah, at the same time, dang it. What I'll do is I'll just throw the my practice run, because I was recording those, but I didn't do commentary. It's more or less the exact same as that. It's just that I think I nailed it so that there was like shockwaves in earlier positions in the race, and yeah, just getting things just right enough to bring it down to a 114. But yeah, I can't stress this enough. It's just like, if you haven't done your races yet, I would strongly advise just doing one and be like incredibly conservative, because like the difference between doing bar rolls and crazy nitros and stuff on this track, especially with this car where it's so lopsided with all the weight in the boot of the car, like the difference between like a good run with crazy 360s and stuff, you're talking about maybe a half a second in the time gains, maybe a second and a half at most. If you crack off that parked car or go in the water, like it's run over, you throw away one of your runs. And so that's why I would strongly advise about like placing a decent conservative time. Now, the only problem with doing that, and like say Ziggy from my own club, he gave the piece of advice that what he does is basically go to the situation where I am, where like you're one of the last people to do a race, so that you will quickly go past the ghost that is the slowest, so you don't have that in your way. And then if you're doing a really, really good time, but you kind of mess up a small bit, before you get to the finish line, do you pause and quit out of the game? Well, pause and quit out of the event. And like, if you do that, it means that your ghost won't get in your way the next time, because that flag of your own thing, and it's like a solid block of grey. Yeah, that is a nightmare if you get stuck behind it, kind of, and you're just in your own way. And the only way to avoid that is, like, if you're going to put yourself into a first position especially, like, the only way to avoid it is by not placing the time, so you have to quit out a race. I realistically don't have the nerve for that. I think if I didn't place the conservative time first, I would choke way worse the second and third time. I would just get worse. So, like, yeah, that's why I placed in moderately okay time the first time, decent enough time the second time, not as good as the practice time, because realistically, nerves absolutely will get the best of any racer in this game. Yeah, especially having a light there in my face. I do have a new green screen though, which is making me look a bit staticky looking at things, but still at the same time, it wouldn't be this channel if things weren't a small bit janky. I'm gonna throw on the my practice run at the end of this video. At least I can put my hand out here now and it doesn't get vaporized by stuff. That's nice. And my frame rate is higher than like 6. Now, I'll throw the sub button at the end of the video, but it's not going to be up here because I can't put them in the middle of a video. But if you click down below if this video helped you at all and give a thumbs up to this, really do appreciate any of the feedback and stuff, guys, as well as support to the channel. So like Ricky, Bobby and Snack One have to give a shout out. Thank you very much for the super chats the last night in the multiplayer stream. Really appreciate that if you're watching this video. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna chuck any of the stuff I get from the channel adverts and bits and pieces back into yeah, production areas. And sorry this is a bit late, but it took me quite a while to figure out how to key out an actual green screen. But yeah, guys, good luck, drive safe, and enjoy me not having nerves with the without the video running. But yeah, good luck in this event.